Hello, the title of my presentation is Caesarean section scar ectopic and the role of ultrasound. Ectopic pregnancy occurs when the fertilized ovum implants on the outside of the endometrial cavity. In the first trimester, ectopic pregnancy is the leading cause of maternal death. NICE Guidance 2019 found that in the UK the incidence of ectopic pregnancy to be 11 in 1,000, with maternal death rate of 0.2 per 1,000, although 2/3 of those deaths are associated with substandard care. The most common ectopic implantation site is the fallopian tube. However, 10% of ectopic pregnancy is implanted in the cervix, myometrium, interstitial portion of the fallopian tube, abdominal cavity, or within a caesarean section scar as seen on the diagram. Sometimes the pregnancy is never visualized on scan and is known as pregnancy of unknown location. Caesarean section scar ectopic pregnancy is one of the rarest forms of ectopic pregnancy, accounting for 2% of all ectopic pregnancies. It's a form of abnormal implantation of embryo within the myometrium and fibrous tissues in a previous scar on the uterus, particularly following a lower segment caesarean section. It's not easy to diagnose as presentation can be too variable and can be mistaken for low-lying into uterine pregnancy on ultrasound unless careful inspection of the surrounding myometrium is made. Some of the common signs and symptoms of ectopic pregnancy can be seen on the current screen. However, some women with ectopic pregnancy are asymptomatic and are diagnosed at point of ultrasound. The case study I'm going to discuss today is patient A. She's a 44-year-old female with a less common caesarean section scar ectopic. Past medical history: gravida 6, para 2. Previous ectopic pregnancy 7 years ago, leading to right salpingectomy, previous myomectomy, laparoscopic surgery for endometriosis, 2 previous C-sections, known fibroid uterus, natural conception, their last menstrual period made at 5 weeks and 4 days, positive pregnancy test, positive beta-HCG at A&E, and transferred to the gynecology ward. The patient was hemodynamically stable. She was complaining of mild to moderate left iliac fossa pain and back pain. She was assessed by the medical team. On examination, she had mild lower abdominal tenderness, worse on central suprapubic area. Speculum examination was performed with consent and showed closed os, no vaginal bleeding, no cervical tenderness. Patient was admitted and urgent ultrasound was requested to rule out an ectopic pregnancy. An initial scan was suggestive of caesarean section scar ectopic. According to Vale et al., there are 2 different kinds of caesarean section scar ectopic pregnancies. The first one, after implantation of the gestation sac onto the uterine scar, there is a progression away from the serosal lining and towards the uterine cavity. This type may proceed to full-term and viable birth, but however it comes with increased risk of life-threatening hemorrhage from the site of implantation. The second type is a deep implantation into the uterine scar and progression towards the serosal surface. This type has a greater risk of rupture and bleeding in the first trimester. Some authors believe that the difference between the two is of paramount importance, as when there is a continuous connection into the uterine cavity, expectant management can be justified because the pregnancy may continue until viable birth. However, in view of the lack of significant evidence available in the literature, each woman should be given all the available information and the opportunity to decide on the management of her pregnancy. Due to the gestation and patient symptoms, it was determined that transvaginal scan was the most appropriate to assess the location of pregnancy for patient A. Transvaginal scan was performed with consent and adhering to local infection control policies. Initial scan showed anterior to the uterus endometrial thickness of 8 mm of the fundus. Low within the uterine cavity adjacent to the previous caesarean section scar is a irregular gestation sac measuring 3 by 6 by 2, mean sac diameter 4 mm, making it 5 weeks and 0 days. Within the gestation sac is a yolk sac but no fetal pole. Left ovary contains a hemorrhagic cyst, the right ovary not identified. No adnexal masses of free fluid seen. A caesarean section scar ectopic cannot be excluded on scan, suggests medical review. When performing an ultrasound scan, it's important that sonographers follow the guidelines and code of practice set out by the Society of Radiographers and the British Medical Ultrasound Society, which covers confidentiality, patient dignity, infection control, safety, ethical and legal and professional issues. Upon meeting the patient, it's important to introduce yourself and inform the patient of your role as a student and gain consent to scan under supervision. Ensure to check patient's full name and date of birth before explaining the procedure to the patient. Chaperone must be offered and documented in the report as per NICE guidelines. Effective communication is the ability to listen, convey interest, give compassion and empathy, provide knowledge and information to patients Effective communication is an essential part in all aspects of healthcare. The Royal College of Nursing, the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and the British Medical Ultrasound all emphasise the importance of effective communication, stating this can have a positive impact on the efficiency of the appointment, the quality of the scan, and the experience for the patient, and is vital for informed consent. There are many different types of imaging methods, each one using a particular type of technology and differ in how well they demonstrate what's happening in different body tissue. Diagnostic ultrasound has become widely used imaging modality in early pregnancy owing to its lack of ionizing radiation, relatively inexpensive, and easy accessibility. Ultrasound scan, especially the use of transvaginal scan, is considered as the gold standard for the diagnosis of ectopic pregnancy, allowing early detection of intra and extrauterine pregnancy, either offering reassurance or early medical intervention. Shetty et al. 2014 argued that transvaginal scan to be the single most non-invasive diagnostic test, stating that it can even be used as a single alone test. However, NICE Guidelines 2019 suggested the most accurate method is using combination of transvaginal scan and serum beta HCG when the diagnosis of intrauterine pregnancy cannot be confirmed. The Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists 2016 and NICE Guidelines 2019 both advise the use of transvaginal scan when making the diagnosis of ectopic pregnancy. The use of 2D ultrasound combined with colour flow Doppler can enhance the diagnostic accuracy of Caesarean section scar ectopic pregnancy, as the presence of feeding vessels can be detected. However, the heating effect caused by the colour flow Doppler must be considered as a safety issue if the thermal index levels rise above 1.5 or as per BMS Guidelines 2009. MRI scans, although offering more detailed images, are more lengthy and costly process and are not suitable for patients who are hemodynamically unstable. Caesarean et al. 2017 and Jordan's et al. 2022 both argue the use of MRI is not considered to add any value in the diagnosis of Caesarean section scar ectopic, which was the case for patient A, as the appearances of Caesarean section ectopic are essentially the same as those described on ultrasound, but ultrasound is more readily available. MRI is often used as a problem-solving tool when ultrasound fails to identify an intrauterine pregnancy or identify the location of the pregnancy in relation to surrounding organs. 3D ultrasound is another imaging modality that has been argued in the literature to have a higher accuracy in identifying ectopic pregnancy, therefore increasing early diagnostic rates and improving patient outcome. However, as with MRI, 3D ultrasound is not readily available, therefore not suitable for emergency cases. According to the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists 2015, 3D ultrasound takes longer to perform, therefore is associated with higher power output than that of 2D, which is not in accordance with the Alaris principle. Furthermore, Looney et al. 2021 states the use of 3D in early pregnancy is not recommended as a standalone clinical tool and does not replace 2D ultrasound. When comparing the images of patient A to that of normal intrauterine pregnancy, we can see the major difference an ultrasound scan can show. In the first two images, we can see normal intrauterine pregnancy at the fundus in both planes. In comparison to patient A's images, we can see an empty uterus, clearly visible endometrium, empty cervical canal, gestation sac at the region of the previous Caesarean section scar. There is a proposed recommended ultrasound criteria for the diagnosis of Caesarean section scar ectopic as seen on the current screen, allowing a differential diagnosis from cervical ectopic and miscarriage. The differential diagnosis can also be seen at the bottom of the screen. There are various interventions that have been proposed in the literature over the years, but there is no consensus on the optimal therapeutic protocol for the treatment of Caesarean section scar ectopic. The treatment approach depends on various factors like gestational age, hemodynamic stability of the patient. Recent research supports any method that removes the pregnancy and reduces mortality and promotes future fertility. Patient A was given intramuscular dose of methotrexate. However, her beta-HCG levels were still slowly rising. As per protocol, she was given a second dose of methotrexate, but this time she was given it as a local intragestational sac injection under ultrasound guidance. Patient was followed up with day 4 and day 7 beta HCG as per protocol. Her hormone levels started to come down and she was on weekly beta HCG till the levels came down to negative. NICE guidelines sets out the following criteria for the medical management of ectopic pregnancy. However, this guideline is more applicable for women with a suspected tubal ectopic or pregnancy of unknown location. As previously mentioned, there is no set definitive protocol for the treatment of Caesarean section scar ectopic.